Hello everyone. I'm your host Ria. Today's conference is organized by the Business Fame magazine, supporting partner Scribally, associate partner Metapreneur, IT service partner in Protect Vision, PR partner Business Standards. For today, our topic is AI-driven diagnostics, revolutionizing healthcare precision. Today, we have amazing experts with us, and I cannot wait to hear from you all. Let me quickly introduce you all. We have Jaishankar sir today, who is healthcare data specialist. We have Divya ma'am with us, who is application architect and analyst in healthcare. We have Arun Kumar sir, who is architect, software testing, and we have Raj sir and Bhaskara Rao sir. Raj sir is into healthcare data engineering specialist, and Bhaskara Rao sir is data specialist in healthcare. For today, my first question is for Divya ma'am. Can we start with you?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So, can you please explain us what are the challenges in integrating AI with existing healthcare systems?
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, thank you again for giving me this opportunity as a speaker today here. So, I guess, AI is the topic of the moment. So, we all understand what AI is, right? So, I don't think we need an introduction here. But we have all seen AI evolved from being a plus AI, which means AI was not the core product. We were using artificial intelligence as an supplement to the core product, but today it has been emerging as AI plus, where AI is the core product and we have everything else in addition. Right. So AI has made a lot of promises to the healthcare industry. So in healthcare, with respect to healthcare, when we say AI, we often use the term augmented AI. So augmented AI is basically an approach that combines human intelligence with machine learning capabilities. And what it means is we are not trying to replace medical professionals with AI, but we are trying to create a system that where both of them can work together to better derive health outcomes. So AI has made a lot of promises for the healthcare industry, like providing with medical diagnosis, predictive analytics, and providing a personalized treatment plan, disease detection, disease diagnosis, and a lot more, right? So, though there are a lot of challenges that are being, solutions that are being discussed, I think it is important to look at few key challenges that would help us to effectively integrate AI into the existing health systems. So first and foremost, I see data fragmentation as one of the main challenge. So today, healthcare data is soiled from a lot of different sources like medical data coming from EHR, electronic health records, medical data, imaging, radiology, lab results, wearables, right? So the data coming from different sources, it's not in the same format, unstructured. So accessing and aggregating this data is definitely a challenge. And we will have to look at ways where data coming from different sources can effectively be aggregated. And, like I said, most of the data is unstructured, right? The medical information. So AI relies on high quality structured data for it to, better predict, medical outcomes. And therefore, it is important for us to find a way where data can be, the data that is fed to AI is high quality and is structured. So today, most of the medical information is either incomplete, where you have, where we see incomplete diagnosis. The medical notes is not always correct, right? So data is either inconsistent, incomplete, or incorrect. So it is important. So data quality is the second challenge I see, where it is important to look at ways on how we can clean up the data and then provide it to AI so it help with better health outcomes. And third, and I think this is the most important, is data security and privacy. So health information is it has a lot of sensitive personal identify information, and they are governed by security and privacy laws, like we have HIPAA in the US, right? So when sharing or accessing or storing medical health information, we it definitely poses a lot of risks with respect to security and privacy, and it is important to find a way how data can be securely stored and shared when using AI. So that is one of the key challenge I see. And then the fourth one I would say is syncing up with legacy systems. So most of the healthcare systems today still rely on legacy. A technical example would be still most of the healthcare systems today, they run on mainframes. The claims and membership and billing systems are still on mainframes. And the COBOL, your people with COBOL expertise is deteriorating at a higher rate, and there are very less people who have knowledge in COBOL and mainframe programming in general. So it is difficult to sync up or integrate AI with these legacy systems. A lot of companies are already coming up with a lot of approaches on how we can modernize mainframe. Example, converting the existing COBOL code to Java. So that is one of the initiative a lot of companies are doing, so to effectively integrate AI with the existing legacy systems. So that is one of the key challenge. And I would say we still have the other challenge I see is trust and acceptance from healthcare professionals today. Healthcare professionals feel that their expertise is going down, and they feel that AI is going to replace them. So it is important to build a trust system where they understand that AI is here to augment and not to replace them. And again, coming to the trust factor, AI runs on, most of the time, deep learning models. People call them as black boxes, where health professionals are finding it difficult to understand how the recommendations are made today. So it is important to build a transparent, reliable system where the doctors can be confident on the recommendations that AI is making, so that it works together, so they can work together to, better derive health outcomes. So I see these are the main challenges from my side for integrating AI with the existing
That
healthcare
was
systems.
yeah, that was amazing, Divya, to hear from you. You definitely did shed light on each and every bits and pieces. So I'm glad to hear from you. My next question is for Shankar sir. So now when we are talking about AI in healthcare, I assume there must be definitely some ethical considerations. Could you please throw some light on the ethical considerations in AI? I mean, for
Sure.
using AI in healthcare?
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to, discuss with other industry experts. So yeah, like you stated, there will be certainly some ethical concerns when using healthcare AI in healthcare diagnostics. The use of AI in healthcare diagnostics, presents transformative opportunities, but also it will raise significant ethical concerns. So, for example, bias and fairness. Ensuring fairness and equality in AI-driven diagnosis is always a challenge because uh, there will be some disparities which cannot be explained, because it is generated by AI. Similarly, transparency and explainability. So there may not be every time there will not be any transparency, and it is very difficult to get the trust. When we are using AI-based decisions, and then accountability and liability. So the errors, if the whatever the suggestions given by AI, if there is any misdiagnosis, it will be very complex to track it, or to explain it or make it accountable, because these all are systems, and it is generated used by a pattern, so not 100% they will be always accurate. And many times we'll get questions, from other doctors or from patients or other industry experts, like what is the accountability or liability when we are using AI based diagnosis. And like Divya stated, data security and data privacy is a major concern here. Ensuring all the HIPAA or GDPR complaints to protect the patient privacy is very critical. That is the most challenging part when it comes to AI. And similar way, the informed consent. Patients may not fully understand like how their data will be used in AI. So when taking consent from patients, it will be very difficult for hospital professionals to explain how their data will be used when taking or when making AI based decisions. And similar way, there might be over reliance on AI. There is a risk that clinicians may over rely on AI systems, rather than the traditional. There will be situations where they are supposed to be dependent on traditional systems compared to AI, but the more we use AI, they might the physicians or the clinicians, they can depend over dependent on AI. And similarly, accuracy and safety. The continuous monitoring and validation of AI models in real world is very critical. So there need to be a proper governance which can certify the accuracy and safety for these AI models. Time to time, as and when the models evolve, it is very important to make sure there is an accuracy and safety in that. And similarly, ethical standards and ethical guidelines must be established. It should be accepted across industry, not just one or two hospitals or one or two big organizations. It has to be globally accepted. Only then we can see the true power of AI in this, healthcare industry. Then, impact on healthcare roles. Say, for example, the integration of AI may disrupt the traditional healthcare roles, which can mislead people understanding, thinking like, AI will replace the humans, but certainly it will not replace, it will enhance the healthcare industry. So addressing these ethical concerns requires, multi-stakeholder approach involving AI developers, healthcare providers, governance, regulatory, government, and intellectuals. So that, the AI used in this is equality and transparency is maintained when using this healthcare diagnostics using AI. So these are the ethical concerns I see, when using.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. My next question is for Rajsekhar sir. Sir, can you please explain us how AI-driven diagnostics can help improve the success rate in rural areas?
Raj, you're
Sir, I
unmute,
think
I
you're
think.
on.
You're on mute, Raja.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
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 Hey, sorry for that. First of all, good morning and good evening, everyone. And especially, I want to thank Business Fame team for giving me this wonderful opportunity, being part of this discussion with other industry experts. And I'm, hopefully, I will make we all together make a significant difference. And yeah, now coming to how AI-driven diagnostics can improve access to health rural areas is a really nice topic to discuss. There's a lot of things, but we'll try to considering time. We'll try to make it short. So currently, this is one of the challenge in all the rural areas, be it India or USA across the world. So one of the critical issue with providing a quality healthcare. And for too many people, they're not able to get good health care because especially in rural areas, there's a delayed diagnosis, inadequate treatment, and this is all causing a lot of preventable suffering for the people. So by using AI, definitely we can make a considerable change, and we can make a healthcare system available for everyone. It's like affordable. So currently, if we talk about challenges, there are like short of healthcare professionals there. Many regions that really don't have enough uh, professionals where they can help diagnosis um, for the patients. It be technicians or technicians, like when you say lab technicians or radiologists or other doctors, nurses. It can be any kind of expert who can help them. Or similarly, there are limitation on the infrastructure. Clinics, they don't have necessary required infrastructure in rural areas. And also delayed diagnosis, we can say, like they might take some lab, and it take considerably more time to get the results, especially in rural areas compared to the urban areas. So how AI can help here is, one thing, we can take remote diagnostics, and we can enable them. Like everybody can nowadays have a smartphone or a tablet. Using that, now there are a lot of wearable devices, like if you say Apple Watch or any other this kind of things, where they can capture a lot of vitals, and those can help them to diagnose things in advance. And also, instead of we can using AI, we can avoid specialist doctors to be available on site. Like if you take any X-ray or CT scan, So using these AI devices, we can scan them or we can run diagnosis and we can identify what are the issues they are facing. And similarly, we have telemedicine. So instead of doctor being available on site, using telemedicine by providing these tests, the diagnostics or an app, somebody, a doctor, a specialist who is available some other side of the country, still will be able to help them to identify the diagnosis the issue and provide them the better medical help. And also, as we are having AI, they can have a personalized treatment plans. Instead of earlier, everybody used to have a same kind of treatment. Now, the AI, what is happening is people are able to identify what exactly the problem for a particular patient. So everybody might have different things, so they can have in different treatment plans. That how it can really help people to better treatment. But in though we have a lot of things, as earlier Jay or Divya stated, we have a lot of concerns with the data privacy, security, and other things. Especially when it comes to rural area, we have connectivity issues as well. So we have to concentrate on all those things, and if we can curb those issues, definitely AI can give a breakthrough in the rural areas. So considering it is not only technology advancement, but it will become a catalyst for social change as well. So that's what I feel. AI will definitely make huge difference in rural areas, health treatment.
Absolutely, sir. I definitely agree with you when you talked about Catalyst, especially. And I think there should be more awareness in rural area as well. I think so. Uh,
Exactly.
okay,
Yeah.
my next question is for Arun, sir. Sir, can you help us understand how is AI improving diagnostic accuracy in healthcare? Sir, you're on mute.
Good.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? So thank you, first of all, Business Frame, for giving me the opportunity today to speak with other industry experts. So definitely, right, regarding AI improving the diagnostic accuracy in healthcare, it has actually significantly already improved a lot, right, in several areas, especially on image analysis. So in image analysis, AI algorithms, particular deep learning models, right, can analyze the images properly and can detect anomalies easily rather than compared to a doctor when they see or check it out. I believe like the AI can actually definitely augment on those areas. So that is one thing. And the second one I would say like is predictive analytics. So AI system can analyze large data sets, okay, to identify patterns and risk factors. This will help to predict the outcomes of guiding the preventive measures leading to their accurate diagnosis. So that is one very important which the AI has already given to the medical field, I would say. And the maybe the third one will be like the clinical decision support system. Okay, so the AI driven tools provide clinicians with evidence based recommendation by analyzing the patient data and comparing and a vast medical literature. Okay, so that I believe like that is one of the, again, one of the important support which we can get from artificial intelligence. And again, continuous learning is definitely a part of AI. It tries to continuously learn from new data, and it tries to understand and improve our diagnostic capabilities. I would say like it will augment the doctor's diagnostic capability and definitely will contribute on those areas. So basically, like integrating all these technologies, I would say AI is going to. I mean, already did, but I would say it is going to enhance more on coming days, and it will definitely provide, a value add on the diagnosis accuracy. Thank you.
Definitely, sir. It will definitely provide a value add. I definitely agree. My next question is for Bhaskara Rao, sir. Sir, can you help us understand what are the limitations of AI, especially in complex medical decision making? Because I understand that there are a lot of benefits of AI, but of course, everything which comes, it has its own benefits as well as its limitations. So can you please focus on limitations today?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot for accepting me as speaker on AI initiatives. Nowadays, all the world is talking about AI, AI, AI. Okay, so basically, that artificial intelligence is mostly rely on the data. Okay, especially getting the right data in healthcare and financial is very difficult because healthcare is a personal related information, so you can't provide the proper data to AI, right? So basically, patient information is not disclosed to anyone, but AI need the data for analyzing and providing the outputs to the business to understand how the data is going on it. So especially AI, we have a lot of limitations that um, so particularly that AI limitations is regulatory. To get the data is very important for the business to understand, to analyze the models and all. Okay, but if you are getting the data on regulatory size and different information, that AI can't provide the data on it. Okay, and there are risks on the imaging and then ultrasound systems and all. It's difficult to get that, the limitation we have it, and especially deep learning models and black of boxes judgment that combines expense with data. AI lacks the ability to entrap ambiguous systems and all. Okay, and um, overall, AI has a potential to assist and enhance medical decision making. It still lacks the flexibility and complex medical decisions. It has some challenges that get the right data, right proper data on the AI side is a difficult. I can say those are the difficulties we have it on the AI side.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I mean, it was quite interesting to hear from you. With this, can you also help us understand AI-driven diagnostics? I mean, how they can address healthcare disparities?
Yeah, definitely. Healthcare disparities. Um, Health. Okay. Yeah, healthcare disparities. We have expanding the data in rural areas and expanding access to unreserved areas. So AI-powered diagnostic tools can make healthcare more accessible, particularly in remote or underserved area. For example, AI algorithms can analyze medical images like X-rays and ultrasounds, which can then be shared with specialty remotely, reducing the need of parties in rural areas to travel long distance for diagnosis, and reducing diagnostic errors for the diverse parties also, and enhancing the preventive care. So by analyzing patterns in large data sets, AI can identify individuals are competitors at high risk of developing certain diseases based on demographic and scientific reasons. AI can also flag environment factors that may contribute to health risk, helping with health systems implement preventive measures in communities most vulnerable in certain health conditions, and reducing cost of diagnostics testing. So that is one of the thing in the reducing the diagnostic testing all. Yeah, these are the points I can cover here.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. It was quite helpful. My next question is for Jaishankar, sir. So recently I read and I also watched a podcast which said that because of AI, we can detect diseases early. I mean, 5 years before, the actual detection. So, for example, cancer. So when it starts building up inside our body, so AI can help us detect that early. So can you help us understand how is this, or maybe something on this topic, early
Yeah,
detection?
sure, definitely. So, the AI enhances early detection of diseases through advanced data analytics or pattern recognition, predictive modeling capabilities, and it can outperform the regular traditional diagnostic methods. Say for example, the main reason is it can quickly analyze huge data sets. It can process vast amount of data, and it can give more reliable models. It can give more reliable decisions based on the data set, and it can read medical image and pattern recognition. Say, for example, AI algorithms can do a deep learning models, and it can, read the X-rays, MRIs, CTs, and these can identify different patterns based on the earlier data, or the huge historical data. And similar way, predictive analytics, using this disease risk based on patient data such as genetic information or an ancestral information, history, lifestyle, or medical history. It can predict how the disease risk, it can give a risk score based on the predictive analytics, like diabetes or heart disease, or what are the symptoms. Based on the symptoms, it can predict. And similarly, integration with wearable devices. Nowadays, you can see all smart devices are enabled with some the or the other way of healthcare. So, for example, Apple Watches, it can take the heart rate, and few other devices. They are including the blood pressure monitoring and oxygen monitoring and sleep time. So this data is very much important, because when we give our vitals to any particular physician, we may not know all the vitals, because, say, for example, sleep time is like we are sleeping and we will not know what is the deep sleep when we go for sleep. So a variable device can capture those details. So based on that data, we can predict, or the AI model can predict how, or if there is any variance in our sleep patterns, or in how it is impacting our lifestyle, or how the nutrition is impacting our health. So these can be identified. Similar way, remote monitoring, like Raja stated, remote monitoring and telehealth. So in rural areas, not everybody can go to an primary care hospital every week or every month. For them, this remote monitoring telehealth will be very useful to capture the data, and that is very vital in doing any predictive analytics. In similar ways, symptom-based tracking or self-assessment tools. So if this AI can be integrated with our wearable devices, daily it can monitor and it can give some kind of self-assessment, which we can do at home, saying like, hey, the steps today, every day you take 10,000 steps, and today only 2,000, so you're short of 8,000 steps. It can just notify us. Even now we'll get notification on our Apple Watch saying like, it's time to stand. So it reminds us, when to stand, or if we are missing a regular activity, those can remind. But by combining all this data with an AI model, which can give us a lot more, predictive details, or which can predict future health concerns. And like you stated, there are so many real world impacts. So, for example, breast cancer. Like AI systems like Google DeepMind have shown their high accuracy in detecting breast cancer compared to radiologists. Similarly, heart disease, like AI tools can analyze echocardioms and then the cardiac data to predict heart disease months or years before symptoms appear. And similar way, diabetic, the diabetic retinopathy. Like AI-powered image analysis can detect early signs of diabetic retinopathy and then prevent blindness if treated promptly. So these are the few, early enhanced detection based, AI based we can use. And by leveraging these advanced capabilities, AI transforms early detection into proactive process, improving patient outcome, reducing treatment cost, and enhancing the efficiency of healthcare systems globally. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think this would make our life easy. Uh, yeah.
Yep.
My next question is for Divya ma'am. So, ma'am, as I mentioned, I was being a writer, I read a lot and I watch a lot of podcasts. So, recently I watched that nowadays there are some maybe apps or something that are coming up which can help you personalize your treatment as well for any cure of your health. So, can you shed some light on how can AI help in developing personalized plans for patients?
Yes, yes. Thank you for Ria for the question. So AI has the capability, right, to leverage data and use machine learning techniques and predictive analysis, which can help in providing a personalized treatment plan for patients. So the first case, right? So I would see using AI. AI has a capability to analyze vast amounts of data, right? Be it medical history, patient medical history, his lifestyle, right? His metabolism, his current symptoms, and identify specific patterns or correlations which otherwise the provider might have overlooked or missed. Example I will take, say, bone fracture. So bone fracture, basically, radiologists use the radiology images to identify bone fracture, but there are a lot of subtle fractures which it is difficult for human eye, for a radiologist, even for a radiologist, to identify those patterns. So with AI, it has the capability to even identify those subtle fractures, right, which might have been overlooked or missed by a provider. So today they say that 80% of bone fractures, they go undiagnosed. So with AI, so that is an advantage of identifying specifically what is the problem for the patient. Again, with AI has a capability to analyze similar treatment plans for a particular symptom and advise for this individual patient what might work better, what treatment might work better based on the studies or comparisons that AI has done. And third, I would say, recommending drug dosage. So, based on a patient's metabolism rate or his lifestyle and his medical history, AI can help predict what dosage would be nominal for this particular patient, right, based on his medical history. So that is, again, I feel it's an important technique of AI, and it can help with avoiding any kind of adverse reactions or ineffective treatments for the patient. And the next one I see is about enhancing the patient provider communication. So, like Ajay sir said, there are a lot of, applications today or apps today that can help provide the timely reminder for the patient and provider for them to, take their medication or, the exercise routine or anything that's related to treatment plan. Thereby, the provider can give that personalized care that the patient needs and remind him whenever needed, right? Another thing I see, the advantage of AI is integrating data from different specialties. So let's say a person has a cardiovascular problem, he might also be diabetic, right? So he might be seeing two different specialty doctors for two different issues he has. So it is difficult for the doctors who are basically different to see what the patient is doing for diabetes and what he is doing or taking medicines that he's taking for cardiovascular issues. But AI can help integrate data from different specialties, combine them, integrate them, and put a plan that can work better for the patient. So these are the I see the advantages of AI in creating a personalized health plan.
Thank you so much, Divya. So, I would like to ask you a short question here. When we talk about personalized plans, so of course, patients cannot just use it however they want, right? They need to consult the doctor. And so, could you talk a bit about it? Because with this, I think majority of the, my common man can say, I can just use it without doctors, consulting a doctor or something. So,
Right. So
how
like I
can we
said,
go about?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, here we are not trying to replace doctors, right? So
Correct.
the main concept of AI is, like I said, it's to augment in the sense to help doctors take the decision and not replace them. So whatever the traditional approach that is followed today still will have to follow. We are just adding an advantage for the doctors, right? So that they can take like example I'll take. So there are a lot of researches that come every now and then, right? So it is very difficult for doctors to keep up with that data, the amount of data and new researches that is coming in, right? So unless the doctor or the medical professional is up to date with that information they have, it is difficult for them to really understand or recommend better treatment plans for their patients, right? So, but with AI, you have that additional advantage. It's like your helper, right? Who's going to help you, identify better treatment options or recommend any new emerging treatment options that can work better for the patient. So, it can never replace the doctors, but it's just going to be, an
Exactly.
extra
So
help.
we need to, yeah, we need to remember that AI is just a tool and it's not human. At the end of the day, human brain, no one can replace human brain.
No.
So, absolutely. With this, my next question is for, my next question is for Shekhar sir. Sir, as we just talked about AI and it can give personalized brands. So every AI tool, it must be having some regulatory hurdles. So can you throw some light on that?
Yeah, definitely, Ria. So, see, now the integration of AI powered diagnostics tools, especially in healthcare, have significant regulatory challenges. Okay, be it the safety, efficiency, or ethical deployment. Okay, so when I discuss about when we want to discuss a couple of major hurdles, I can say one of them is evolving guidelines. Like earlier, many couple of speakers stated that we have regulatory bodies in US, which is FDA, Food and Drug Administration. Similarly, European has European Medicines Agency (EMA). So all these organizations have having different guidelines, and these guidelines are keep on evolving. So we have to keep up our advancements with these guidelines, or with this organization guidelines. And this is a continuous learning system, because AI is not some miracle. So we have to try, as just now we discussed, it is not some is a tool basically. So we have to use this AI system. We have to continuously train it based on real time examples, real time changes, so that it can dynamically identify, or we can take the advantage of this AI, especially in healthcare. And when I talk about a couple of other hurdles, mainly data privacy, we do have a lot of restrictions, data protection laws. Either it can be US or Europe, like HIPAA or GDPR. So we have to adhere those laws as well, and we have to strictly obey them, and we have to make sure our patient data is not exposed, especially when we are training different set of models. We have to pass this information to those models, so we have to be a little careful there. And also nowadays we are migrated to, or most of the companies, they are doing all the developments in the cloud, or be it can be on-prem also, but mostly we migrated to cloud. So where it is causing a lot of hacking problems. So the cybersecurity is one other major risk. And also, I think we got this point earlier, especially the black box in algorithms. So many of our models are in deep neural networks. Deep neural networks are completely a black box. So we don't know which feature is causing the decision. So we know the outcome, or we know from the model what will be the outcome, but we cannot really decide which feature is causing, or which is the major significance in the decision. So that is keeping us a little step back, like how we have to proceed, because that is not giving enough confidence for the doctors or the experts to take a call. So and nowadays we are getting new techniques like explainability. By following that, I think we can have a little bit better transparency and explainability of the model. So that will also one of the hurdle I can say. And other one I can think about it, bias. So like when we are training model, we might be taking input only from one particular area, or particular demography, or particular geography. But that might cause some bias when we are using the same tool in some other area. So we have to be taking, or we have to be cautious about this bias as well. And also being it is human lives related, we have to do a robust testing as well. So until unless we do rigorous testing or clinical trials, we cannot give the tools into the market. And the one major thing I can see is like responsibility of the errors. So it can see, if we come up with a wrong diagnosis with AI tool, it might cause some other's life. So especially somebody has to take the responsibility, and that is the reason I'm saying that testing is very much rigorous. And also I can say one last thing is interoperability, where ensuring that AI tools can seamlessly integrate with the current EHR records, but it is very important for our development, effective deployment. So by addressing all these regulatory challenges, definitely AI can AI developers and healthcare professionals and regular authorities can definitely create big shift in the healthcare industry. So these are the things, at least on a fly I can think about it on the hurdle side.
Perfect. Yes, perfect, sir. Thank you so much for talking much more about this. My next question is for Arun Kumar, sir. We are talking about AI. Let me move to ML now. Uh, can you help us understand how machine learning can play a role in analyzing medical images?
Sure. So medical machine learning, right? I mean, it has actually done a lot of, I mean, like, no, I would say has a lot of contribution over there. I would say one of them will be the image classification and segmentation. Okay. So the machine learning models can classify images into different categories, such as identifying whether an X-ray shows sign of pneumonia or whether MRI indicates a tumor. So similarly, in segmentation area as well, the algorithm can segment images into different regions, allowing for precise localization of abnormalities. So basically, machine learning, right? That actually has a lot of contribution over here. And other advantage I would say is feature extraction. So machine learning algorithms can automatically identify and extract relevant features from medical images like shapes, textures, patterns, right? Even though doctors do that right now, as earlier speakers mentioned, right? I mean, these will augment and try to actually speed up to take a kind of a decision like what kind of treatment needs to be done, or whether the abnormalities or anomalies can be identified quicker than the normal, I would say, like, no, a manual way diagnosing the disease. So again, anomaly detection also, machine learning models can be trained to recognize normal patterns in medical images, and then try to see, like, where the anomaly is, and, like, try to recognize rather than easily than the doctor observes. So that I would say, like, it's going to be an kind of an advantage. And maybe the other thing I would say is quantitative analysis. Machine learning enables the quantitative assessment of image features, measuring the volume of the tumor or the density of the lung tissue. So these measurements can provide valuable insights into the disease progression and treatment efficacy. So basically, overall, I would say, like, machine learning enhances the capability to analyze the medical images with high accuracy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was insightful. My next question is for Bhaskara Rao, sir. Sir, can you help us? So we are talking about AI and personalized plans for the patients. So when we talk about this, I also want to understand, can AI help in drug discovery or maybe personalized medical developments or discoveries? Sir, you are on mute.
Sorry, I'm audible now. Yep. Thank you. Um, Basically, AI has significantly influenced drug discovery and personalized medicine by accelerating the research process, improving accuracy, and enabling treatments tailored to individual patients. Okay, there are multiple factors, especially on the drug industry discovery side. In any industry, the cost and time is very important. So to reducing the cost and time in drug development, right? So drug discovery traditionally takes 10 to 15 years and cost billions of dollars. So AI accelerate each phase of development from target identification time significantly. This enables faster delivery of treatment to patient, especially for urgent health challenges. By prioritizing components more likely to succeed, AI reduce the high iteration rates in drug development, where many potential drugs fail during clinical trials. Components further access cost and improve resource efficiency. And the another factor is optimizing drug dosing. AI models analyze patient characteristics such as genetic, environment, and lifestyle factors to recommend optimal drug dose for each individual and side effects and maximize therapeutic efficiency for each patient, an essential component of personalized medicines. And third factor is identifying biomarkers for targeting therapies. Biomarkers help identifying patient populations most likely to benefit from specific treatments. So there are multiple factors. Some of them these having on the drug discovery side. Yeah, that's all I have it on.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. That was insightful and enlightening equally. My question is for Arun Kumar, sir. Sir, can you please talk a bit about how can AI assist in predicting patients' outcomes and treatment process success?
Sure. Yeah. So AI can significantly assist in predicting patient outcomes and treatment success through various methodologies. Okay. So maybe let me go through a couple of methodologies. One of them will be like predictive analytics. So AI algorithm analyze large data sets, including patient demographics, clinical history, and treatment plans, and they can basically predict what will be the outcome of each. I would say, like, let's say, or a couple of treatment options. Definitely, it can actually predict which one will be better based on that patient's all these clinical history or demographics. And the second one will be like a risk stratification by assessing various risk factors, right? Basically, AI can categorize patients based on their likelihood of developing complications, based on which even doctors can take a kind of a lot of risk stratifications based on the outcomes, or like, whatever the AI can augment with the results. And I would say the other methodology will be genomic and biomarker analysis. Okay, so AI can analyze the genetic data and biomarkers to tailor the treatment plans. I believe, like earlier, the speakers talked about the tailored treatment plan. So similar to that, basically to individual patient, they can actually tailor and customize what needs to be done, or what kind of treatment needs to be taken care. So that is going to be a kind of an AI assistant predicting patient outcomes, so that doctor can decide which treatment will be better for that particular patient. And other methodologies will be like clinical decision support system, right? AI driven clinical decision support system can provide. Currently we do have clinical decision support systems, but AI driven, right? It's like kind of an AI augmented clinical decision support system, can provide clinicians with a real time recommendation based on the latest research and patient data. So this will assist in making informed decisions that align with the best practices. So basically, to likelihood of successful outcomes of the treatment, doctors can even actually kind of try to decide, like, which treatment needs to be taken care of that particular patient. So I would say, like, these are kind of different methodologies which AI can significantly assist in predicting patient outcomes and treatment success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was something new for me, and it was quite eye-opening. Thank you so much. I would like to ask my next question to Raj Shekhar, sir. Yeah, so we talked about AI, we talked about patients, we talked about personalized plans. Now let's talk about healthcare professionals and AI. So how can they adapt to AI-driven tools and technologies?
That was really interesting question. So adapting to AI-driven diagnostic technology requires, especially healthcare professionals to embrace new skills, processes, and mindset, especially. There are a couple of, they have to follow like different kind of strategies to effectively integrate AI into their regular practice. One of them is, I think we discussed it earlier as well, continuous education. So they have to upgrade their skills and focusing on what AI can do, what kind of analytics it can do, how the emerging technologies are helping. So this will help, especially clinicians as well as practitioners, everyone. It's a kind of, continuous education, and they have to stay up to date. So, so whatever the advancements are currently happening in the world, they have to keep them up to date. Then definitely that will help. And I can say they have to understand the data also. As healthcare professionals should familiarize, themselves with the AI systems usage, especially the lab patient histories, and how these tools use the history, diagnose using the how use the history and diagnosis these things. And AI rules also they need to interpret, as we discussed some time back. It is kind of black box. So based on the outcomes, what are the suggestions or what are the treatment they're giving is very critical and crucial for someone's health. So they have to be a little cautious and while interpreting the AI results, so that the healthcare professionals can make promising decisions and provide proper explanation to the patients how it is happening, what is happening. Similarly, I think we covered this point as well earlier. So it is not a replacement; it is an enhancement. I think, if I'm not wrong, Jay covered it. So definitely, these tools are not human replacing. So they are definitely adding a lot of enhancement. So similarly, clinical validation. So they have to always validate AI generated results with clinical judgment. So AI tools can assist in diagnosing, but the final decision ultimately has to be taken care by the practitioner or the healthcare provider. Similarly, these practitioners have to gain trust from the patients, and they should be able to explain how these AI driven decisions are working. So there's still some gap there in the real time a real world. So they have to fill bridge the gap. And also we have a lot of compliance and regulations, be data protection or HIPAA or GDPR, all those things. So we have to strictly follow that while doing the diagnosis as well. And also ethical considerations. So as AI algorithms are training time, or again, uh, our clinicians must be vigilant about the ethical implications of AI recommendations, especially in the sensitive cases. So other thing I can think about it is workflow changes. So they should be open to changes in the clinical workflows, and AI might require new protocols, documentations, and patient interaction models. They should be ready for that. And also leveraging AI to streamline routine diagnosis tasks, allowing healthcare professionals to focus on more complex and patient-centric care. Uh, and I can say, okay, so we have to encourage a culture to healthcare professionals where they can express concerns, ask questions, and receive support during the transition to AI powered tools. So in a conclusion, what we can say is adapting to AI diagnosis techniques is not just about mastering new tool, but it is about embracing a new way of thinking in healthcare. So by integrating AI into their practice, so healthcare professionals or nurses can enhance their capabilities in diagnosing any kind of diseases. So that improve patient outcomes, contribute to more efficient and effective healthcare systems, and reducing the cost. So basically, by continuous collaboration and learning ethical applications, so professionals can harness the power of AI and maintaining a human touch, which is vital in patient care, which cannot be replaceable. So that is a feeling I have.
Thank you so much, sir. That was quite interesting. I'm really enjoying talking to you all in this Premier Technology and Innovation Confluence 2024, organized by the Business Wave magazine, supporting partner Scribely, associate partner Metapreneur, IT service partner in Improtech Vision, and PR partner Business Standards. My next question is for Divya ma'am. Uh, we talked about AI. Now, I want to know more about the role of natural language processing. How does it is related to healthcare diagnostics?
Yeah, thank you, Ria. Yeah, so natural language processing. So it is a capability of AI, right, to understand human languages or anything that is written or spoken in, human language. So it can be medical text that's written and free from any kind of structured data, right? So with natural language processing, one of the main advantage is, today a lot of health information, they are just buried in medical notes and long paragraphs that a lot of times the doctor doesn't even know or recognize a lot of things, right? So with AI and its natural language processing capabilities, it can convert these unstructured or any kind of free from data, put it into a structured format, highlighting the important words or points or symptoms regarding the patient, so that it is easy for the doctor to now understand and focus on the points that has to be really focused on for the patient. So that is one of the main advantage of natural language processing. The other I see is with the differential diagnosis. So what is differential diagnosis, right? So a lot of times a patient with similar symptoms can mean different issues, right, for the patient. So a lot of times with the symptoms that the patient present to the medical professional, doctor might assume, okay, this might be the issue, and then prescribe tests or whatever medication for that. But with AI and its ability of natural language processing, right, it can help based on the symptoms and the way the patient is describing the symptoms. It can accurately diagnose, like example, let's say a patient has a chest pain, right? So it can be just a gastrointestinal infection, or it might be related to cardiovascular. So with NLP, right, so the AI tool can help accurately diagnosis if this symptoms and the way the patient is describing based on his medical history or current lifestyle or the symptom description, whether if it is related to gastrointestinal, or it could be a bigger problem like a heart disease. So that is another advantage I see. And the third one is sentimental analysis for mental health. So I think that is an important topic for today, right? So we see everyone has anxiety, everyone has depression, right? So with natural language processing capabilities, AI can listen to the language, the tone and the emotional tone and the speech pattern of that particular patient, and recognize if the patient really has any kind of anxiety or health mental health related issues, which is, I feel, very important for the current day we are living in. And the last one I would say is with helping the medical professionals in the research area. So it is difficult, like I mentioned earlier, for professional to keep up with the n number of researches and new treatment options that are coming up, right? So with AI, it can go through a number of research articles, text, books, and then recommend emerging treatment options for the patient, which might work better for them. So these are the main advantages I see with using natural language processing of AI capability.
Thank you so much, Divya. That was quite fascinating and intriguing for me. Uh, mm,
Thank you, Ria.
thank you thank you so much. My last question for today is for Jaishankar sir.
Yeah.
And this question is coming straight from my heart because it's related to the cost. Cost. How can AI-driven diagnostics reduce the cost of healthcare? Because now I see there are many patients who, let's just not consider AI, who usually avoid taking treatments because that is a bomb for them. So, can you talk about how can it reduce the cost and how can it be helpful for this patient specifically?
Yeah, sure, definitely. The AI-driven diagnostics can significantly reduce healthcare costs, by streamlining the process, enhancing efficiency, enabling early detection, preventing diseases. Say, like I discussed earlier, early detection and prevention is one of the major advantage here in reducing the cost. Rather than going a chain of diagnosis, this AI can predict very early, and it can prevent the risk of further uh, identifying the disease upfront. And similar way, it will reduce the diagnostic errors. Many times we'll see the treatment what we follow is often misleading. We might feel like it might be misleading because the physician also, he may not be completely aware based on the symptoms. But with AI, because of huge data processing on the different models we use, it can very well predict and diagnose without any errors. And a similar way, like we discussed earlier, in the medical imaging, with the human eye, sometimes there is a chance that we might slight mislead based on the images. But with machine learning, definitely it can do a very precise and give accurate reading. Similar way, it can reduce the testing cost as well. I can tell you in a real life example. Say, for example, if a patient has a stomach pain or a back pain, and if they went to their primary care, even though the doctor knows that he can directly refer a CT scan or an MRI, but he's not supposed to do that because, as per the standard healthcare practice, first he has to diagnose with a small scan, then prescribe the medicine. If that doesn't work out, then go for a CT scan. If doesn't work out, then he has to go for an MRI. This is the hierarchy he has to follow because this was established to avoid any fraud or abuse. But there are many genuine cases where even the doctor knows that an MRI will answer, give a proper root cause. He cannot straight away jump into that because, like I stated, many people might misuse that as a fraud or abuse. So with AI, if it can predict, so we have a proper reason, and even the healthcare companies can approve the claim straight away jumping to an MRI or a CT scan based on the symptoms. Those are accurate symptoms generated by a model. There is no bias, there is no chance of any fraud. So this will significantly reduce the testing cost. And similarly, administrative processing. Nowadays you can see many healthcare companies, they are struggling to generate or process the claims as early as possible because there is a delay in data entry, then coming into the education system, then coming into their billing system. So with AI, this latency can be definitely reduced, and this will save a lot of time and effort with respect to providers, physicians, and healthcare companies. And similar way, like earlier we discussed remote monitoring and telehealth, that also will very well help here in reducing the overall cost. Rather than rural people traveling to cities to visit the primary care centers or the specialty centers, instead they can take the remote monitoring and telehealth, which will save a lot of cost. And precise medicine and personal care is another area where, with this AI model, a lot of cost can be saved here. There is no trial and error approach here. It can be straight to the point, or, precise medicine can be prescribed rather than going with a small dosage, then increasing the dosage or changing the medicine. That whole hierarchy can be changed when we use AI. And one other good thing here is reducing the hospital readmits. Depending on the patient condition, when we go for a PCP or a specialist, we based on the symptoms, whatever the patient tell or whatever the doctor notice, he will prescribe the medicine. Often that will result in hospital readmits. But with historical data and by running with an AI model, it can predict what kind of symptoms the patient can potentially see in future, and they can prescribe the medicine. So this is very effective when it comes to the chronic diseases, where the readmission significantly will increase the cost to patient as well as the healthcare company. These can be reduced. And similar way, this will help in drug development as well. So a lot of R&D is happening across the world. Often we are with a reactive mode, but not in a proactive mode. So take COVID as an example. So, when we saw the COVID, all the pharmaceutical companies immediately reacted and they produced the drug to prevent further damage. But this can be in a preventive mode when you go with an AI, by seeing whenever they see initial outcome outbreak, they can quickly jump on and then develop the medicine so that they can stop the damage. And this will be a very huge impact to the humanity as well. And a similar way, there's a cost estimation, based on a study, they were saying AI can reduce the healthcare cost by 150 million by 2026, which is just one and a half, not even one and a half, 14 months away. They were saying it will save 150 billion for healthcare companies. And similar way, hospitals or the primary care centers, they can save up to 30% of their operational cost. by using this AI. By reducing the revisits or doing a preventive care or by forecasting, it's a significant saving. So with all this, right, by combining efficiency, accuracy, scalability, all this AI-driven diagnostics not only improve the patient outcome, but also makes healthcare delivery most cost-effective, and it will reduce the financial burden on both healthcare system and patients. So thus, this will help humanity a lot, if we effectively use the AI.
Yes, I mean, I definitely agree with you. Thank you so much for shedding light on the topic. Before we conclude this conference, I would like to take a picture. So can everyone please look into the cameras? Let me capture the bright faces. 3, 2, 1. Smile, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Let me give you a vote of thanks. I would like to start by giving uh, I would like to start by saying thank you to all the speakers, the experts. We are really grateful, the Business Fame magazine, and I to host the event. I'm really grateful and blessed to have conversation with you all to know more about healthcare industry and especially the effect and the influence of AI in healthcare. Uh, I would like to thank Business Fame because Business Fame is the one, Business Fame magazine, for giving all of us a platform to discuss about this topic. Business Fame magazine and Scribely have collaborated on a project which is we help we help experts publish your own book. So we are in the back end and we help you write your book, to process your book, to publish your book through mediums like Notion Press, Jagannath, and few others. The crux here is it's not only a storytelling book or not only a book which is related to technology. We are merging technology and storytelling. We have successfully launched a book in the market recently, written by Vijay Panwar, which is Data Nexus. So we have given it an outlook wherein there's a story, there's an office and everything, and how the staff is talking about AI, SQL, and a few other technologies in it. So when readers read, it's not only about technology. They have a story behind it. We are simultaneously working on such projects with three other experts. And in case in future, if you need any help, we are always here to support you for your book writing project and to launch the book in the market. With this, I would like to say thanks to Business Fame magazine again. Business Fame magazine is a B2B magazine which gives platform for experts to be unique in the market, to be in the spotlight in the market, and to share business insights. Thank you so much, everyone. Give me a second. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the Premium Technology and Innovation Confluence 2024, organized by the Business Fame magazine, supporting partner Scribely, associate partner Metapreneur, IT service partner InProtech Vision, and PR partner Business Standards. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure talking to you all. I wish you luck, success, and a lot more work in AI field. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. I'm Ria, your host for today.
Thank you, Rian. Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ria.
Thank you for the
Thank you,
opportunity.
Ajay.
Thank
Guys,
you.
thanks for your times.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you to
all.
all the speakers as well. Thank you.
किती वेळा जॉईन करूया झालेत 6 ऐक मग आता मला एकदा कन्फर्म करूयात कारण की माझ्याकडे जे शीट आहे त्याच्यात पॅनल
अरे
3 चा टॉपिक नॅव्हिगेटिंग द नेक्स्ट एअर ऑफ क्लाउड कॉम्प्युटिंग आहे मी तुला स्क्रीनशॉट पण पाठवला
ठीक आहे हे गुगल शीटच फॉलो कर आणि बघ तू आहे ना क्वेश्चन्स आहे ना खालीवर केले होते मी त्याच्यामध्ये आहे ना हे केले शिफ्ट करून दिलं तुला तू जयशंकरच्या दिव्याला दिव्याच्या शंकरला असे केले होते मी पटकन
अरे पण
बघितले
जे
शिफ्ट केले
ऐक
हलवली होती
ना
ना shift?
पण मी काही हलवलं नाहीये मी जे शीट मध्ये आहे तसेच विचारलेले जयशंकर सो आता जर का तू शीट मध्ये बघितलं ना तर हा तर मी जयशंकरला विचारलेले जसं आहे तसं मी काहीच चेंज नाही केलं
आता हे बघ हे मानिका नंदन हे दादा
थांब जरा आता मला कन्फर्म करू देत पॅनल 4 नॅव्हिगेटिंग द नेक्स्ट एअर ऑफ क्लाउड कॉम्प्युटिंग राईट
करायचंय यांना. बरं झालं मी त्याच्या समोर पण क्वेश्चनच्या पुढे नाव टाकलं. ठीक आहे, तू फ्रेश हो, 5 मिनिटात फक्त. मी तो चार्जला
बरं तू
लावतो.
ऐक आधी, 1 मिनिट ऐक. पॅनल 4 नॅव्हिगेटिंग द नेक्स्ट एअर ऑफ क्लाउड कॉम्प्युटिंग.
राईट राईट, तोच आहे.
हा.
3च लोक आहेत
त्याच्यामध्ये
दाखवलेले.
3च जण आहेत.
हा,
अच्छा, आणि मग त्याच्यामध्ये जे क्वेश्चन्स आहेत, 1 मिनिट थांबा.
अरूणपर्यंतच आहे.
येस, ठीक आहे,
ठीक
चालेल.
आहे?
ओके.
ठीक आहे. चालेल, तू फ्रेश होऊन घे. हा
10 मिनिटात जॉईन करते.
हो.
आणि मला लिंक पाठव व्हॉट्सअपवर.
हो, लगेच करतो. येस.
Yes.
आधी